So I wanted to share this binder that I bought at seminar. I bought this from Jenny Adin-Christie's booth. I bought this because I've always wanted to learn what I call English whitework. It's a technique that they teach at the RSN. It's an elective course that you can take at the RSN. So basically you have to go through, if you're taking the certificate, you have to go through gold work, canvas work, and crewel before deciding whether you wanted to do whitework. There is a book available by the RSN called Whitework by LIZZY, LANSBERRY. I bought this book specifically because I wanted to learn this technique, only to find that a lot of the more advanced techniques, like for example this piece with the shadow work and the cut work, it's a layered technique, is only covered under further techniques, and it's like 2 pages. So not enough if you want to do this on, if you want to learn this technique on your own. So finding this spiral binder was a boon. I'm really happy. So I'm just going to show you what it looks like. The book is divided into different sections. So the first one, sculptured, is basically padding covered with satin stitches to give you like a 3-dimensional look. Translucent, which is basically shadow work. So basically you're stitching at the front, but all your stitches are going in the back. So just to give you a different look to it. Pull thread, this is filigree. So it's pull thread where you distort the fabric. Fretted is basically drawn thread where you do cut work. And then voided, that's where you essentially punch holes into your fabric using an awl, and then reinforce the fabric with like an eyelet. And then sometimes you'll do needle lacing in there just to fill the shape. So the book is really good, as in it has a lot of diagrams. Most of them are look like they've been hand drawn. Some of them are computerized. Every section has an introduction to the technique with a section on what fabric to choose and what threads, as well as a further reading section where you can, if you needed more information, more references, there's a list of them for each technique. Some of them are actually are new, like this is Mount Mellick, Yvette Stanton, that's still on the market. But then there's others like the Thérèse de Dillemont book, which is it's still on the market. You can get yourself like a nice new copy, but they're also available for free on the internet. If you know the Internet Archive project that Mary Corbett always mentions, some of these are actually available on there as they're available for free. And these are like a list of the stitches that are used. The nice thing about this as well is that at the beginning of each book, of each section, there's templates that you can draw and on your fabric, and then you can follow along with the lesson. She also includes like the type of thread that she used for the demonstration. So if you wanted to do a sampler for yourself, you can actually do that. So all in all, it's a really good book. It's going to help me when I come to stitch this kit. The kit does come with instructions, but sometimes you just want a little more detail. So it's going to be very helpful. And then if you're interested in getting a copy, she didn't have that many copies at seminar. I managed to snag one for myself and one for a friend, so I was very lucky. But if you email her at her website, here's her email address, I'm sure she'd be willing to send one over to you. You just have to pay for shipping from the UK. So I'm just really glad I didn't have to pay for shipping to Canada, as it's really expensive. So yeah, that's it. That's the book. I would highly recommend it if you're very serious about whitework. I have quite a lot of books, but in my library, and none of them come close to it. So I would highly recommend it. Bye.